That's so brilliant! This video is sponsored by Case Filters. Hi my friends, a very good morning. Now, you know, I mentioned in my newsletter, in my December newsletter, that we have a quite strange weather situation this winter here in the middle of Europe. The thing is, yeah, we have an exchange of air pressures between the area above Iceland and the area above the Azores. And this leads to alternating air streams from the north, cold air where everything gets really cold. We have the chance for getting snowfall. We had snowfall already. And also warmer air from the south. So it alternates, and this leads to the situation that we don't really have all too much snow in the moment. We have no snow at all. Maybe there and where a little patch or so. And so I thought today it's maybe a good idea to go to an area where I know already and it's not possible to get a good photograph. I go there where it really hurts because everything is dull. You have no contrast. You have nothing that attracts the viewer, really, nothing that pulls the viewers into a frame or something like that. It's really difficult, but I think especially photo days like that really help you to improve your photography because you have to engage a little bit more, a little bit deeper with things you maybe usually would oversee. And I would say, let's try what's possible here. Now the most important thing on a day like that is, or generally in photography, but especially in days like that, is that you really observe things. And I look at everything in the moment. I see all the chaos here in the woodland. The trees would have character, so it would be... I'm thinking about photographing this woodland for so long. I never did it because it's a little bit too much chaos here, and we never have that kind of atmospheric conditions. I would really like to isolate all these trees, and so I mean, not especially this particular place here. I'm talking about the entire woodland here. It's really beautiful. We have this brook going through. There is a lot of spray always coming up, and so this is also the reason why we have a lot of mosses everywhere up there. And so we have rats on the ground currently. We have lots of greens still there and where. And yeah, the water down there, obviously. And this is how I look at things in the moment. I look, how does the landscape look? We have a little bit of whites there, and where what's not really good, I have to say. It's more distracting. I think I don't think I can really do anything with that. I mean, you never know. There could always come a situation where you just have this idea of, wow, everything gets together. That's quite interesting. I got attracted by these mossy rocks everywhere there and all the blue water in there, this color combination between green and blue, and so it really looks fantastic. It's just a shot like that back there would not work today because we don't have this isolation here to these background trees, also the trees here at the left hand side and right, and so the foliage is missing and that's not really good. But I mean, I'm already thinking about options which would work in another time of year, maybe in autumn or so. Also spring could work here, I think. And I think that's important, especially on a day like that. Think about options. Doesn't really matter if it's possible today. That's really so good. That would boost your improvement. That's so good. But anyway, we want to find out what we could photograph today. And so I would say, let's have a look if we can find anything for today. Oh man, I think I said I will go where it really hurts. And it really hurts, I have to say, because it's amazing. This place is fantastic. I mentioned before that I got attracted by all these mossy rocks here in this brook. And I'm really blown away by that. And to be honest, I found already a composition. The only thing is, it had been good to take my weight trousers with me, to be able to walk around here in this area. It is amazing, or at least my wellies or something like that. It is how it is. what I did is I found this nice composition with this rock here in the foreground, and I like all these rocks here, how they catch the light. They are so bright, the mosses, and so they catch the light on the brighter parts. We have this fantastic plasticity everywhere, where we have the shadows on the rocks, on the mosses, and so on. It really looks fantastic. And a quite important thing is, as we have a lot of glare here on the surface, it's important to use a circular polarizer. The only thing it's really important to find out what is the right polarization level. 100% polarization is definitely too much. We would see everything down there below the surface, and we would have a lot of distracting elements. It would not be possible to isolate our single rock, so it's really impossible to find. I think I'm at around about 50% of polarization, maybe 40 even, or something like that. I want to have a tiny bit of rest glare on the surface. We want to show it is water. Water has glare, it is how it is. And I mean, it's really beautiful. Look back there, this dead wood back there above this water step back there. I'm really blown away. Now I went to my ultra wide angle lens even, and I think I'm at around about 22 millimeters, maybe something like that. And I would say, let's make the click. This place is absolutely amazing. It's really all the mosses, the water surface, plasticity, and it's so important to go for the right amount of polarization. As already mentioned before, it's such a big difference. It looks so cozy, even the water, what goes down when you have the right amount of polarization. And yeah, I went a little bit longer now with my focal length. I emphasized this waterfall. I'm not sure if it's a waterfall, it's more a water step here. I emphasize this a little bit more with the deadwood back there. It looks like a spider standing in the water, something like that. It's a quite simple composition, I have to say, but sometimes it's a good idea to go for a more simple composition. Although it's fun to work on a really complicated one. As already mentioned, I'm not able to walk around. What's a bit sad, because when you look back there, there's so many possibilities for foregrounds, it's amazing. I really should come back here. I really should come back. So I would say, let's make the click. A quite good tip for photographing at brooks or little rivers or something like that is trying to look for compositions upstreams, because then you have more possibilities to get a little bit more plasticity, to get more water steps to see. You have more land actually, and more things to see, because you look a little bit more from above. I mentioned already this kind of window effect which we have when we take a photograph, and what you can do in one of my videos, or even in some of my videos even. But it's also good anyway also to think about photographing in another direction, because I mean, we don't have all that. We don't have the water steps. We don't see all too much from the things, because they are all hidden below the water steps and so on. But what I really like here is all the white part of the water. Everything is really like a whirlpool or something like that. It's really fantastic. And it's quite difficult here, I have to say. I mentioned that already, because I can't walk around in the water here. I mean, it would be possible, but I think it's quite cold here. And I'm here, I stick here to the shore. I get a lot of distracting elements here in my frame, but I don't care about that. I always try to get a killer shot or something like that. It's really fantastic, and it's enjoyable to get a really strong photograph. That's also a strong composition, I think. It's not a bad one. It's just, I think there would be more possible. I'm sure about that. Anyway, I'm happy about that. Same as before, circular polarizer, no ND filter, something like that. One thing maybe, usually at water scenes I tend to go for a little shorter shutter speed, because then we get a little more structure on the water, and I like this really. We get a fantastic flow through the image. In this case here, the problem is really here so much chaos, there's so much going on. It's much better to go for a longer shutter speed, for softening everything, the water, to get a nice separation between the rocks there and where. And I really like this here, I have to say. And I would say, let's make the click. I have to say, it resolves and resolves. It gets brighter and brighter, and I have to say I really like this smoothness here in this water, in this really chaotic scene. And this is why I got my blue filter on, my freestop ND from Case Revolution filters. If you haven't seen the video from last week, I will link it up there. They brought new filters out on the market with colorized filter rings. It's amazing. If you shouldn't know what I'm talking about, watch the video which I've linked for you. Now I came a little bit more here because I like these foreground elements here, these mossy rocks, this mossy log here, with a little bit of red there and where on the ground. And it gives us a nice a sense of depth here, back to the distance. Yeah, but what's quite sad is we don't have all too much definition up on the trees. We have no definition up on the trees actually. It's winter. Usually we would have snow here now, then we would have snow everywhere on the branches, or at least hoarfrost or something like that. We don't have it. It's a little bit distracting elements here, but we can't change that anyway. I'm really enjoying photography here. And we have this view back there to the distance over these nice patterns which are painted here in the water by all the mosses, the green mosses between all the bluish water there and where. It's really, really fantastic. And I would say one thing, by the way, when you put up an ND filter, it's good to use the ISO to get control over the shutter speed. I want to go for a longer shutter speed here, but a too long shutter speed is also not good here. I like a shutter speed where we anyway can see a tiny bit of movement in the water. Also when it's quite abstract, water never looks real because it's a movement. But anyway, a little bit of structure is good, a little bit of movement at least. And this is why I increase my ISO, just if you should ask yourself, why does he increase the ISO? So I would say, let's make the click. blown away. You will never believe what I found. It is absolutely amazing. I know I said before it's not possible to get a killer shot all the time. I was so wrong with that. It is amazing. I was already on the way back to my car and I just thought, let's come down here, let's have a look here, how it looks down here, and I'm blown away. Let me show you. It is really, really amazing. You know, I said in the beginning of the video, I like all the mosses on the rocks and so, I like the water and so. The trees are also fantastic. It's just quite difficult to get the definition there. And I'm not sure if you can see this here now. We get a little bit of atmospheric conditions back there. And we get this pulling element, this element what attracts us back to the vanishing point. But that's so fantastic. We have everything that's beautiful here. We have the rocks, we have the mosses, we have water, we have patterns in the water, we have bright parts, darker parts in the water, we have trees which are just amazing here. Look at the tree back there. I'm not sure if you can see that. It goes out like that and grows up like that. I think it's a little bit too far away here. You will see in the photograph then. I'm speechless, I'm absolutely speechless. I came there where it hurts, where I thought it hurts, and I ended there where I'm just melting away. And yeah, same as before, circular polarizer, no idea, something like that. And I would say, let's make the click. And I think at a day like that, where you don't think there is any possibility for really great photography because everything is bleak, everything is boring, no contrasts anywhere in the landscapes. It's just when you look at this kind of bush here, I mean, it's beautiful, but you can't isolate it to the background, and that's really difficult. I think it's anyway important to look at things, to observe nature, to find things. Maybe, I mean, when we look down here at the ground, we have there a little bit of a snow patch of snow lying around. We can't use this here, this particular one here. It had been good. I mean, I mentioned, I think, that in the beginning that we have snow there, and where it had worked maybe if we would had a little bit of snow here at the shore, or so to use it as a foreground to tell the story with this patch of snow according to everything else here. And this is what landscape photography is all about, actually. But we can't do this with wildlands. When there is no patch of snow at the shore, it is how it is. I found a lot of other beautiful things here. Important is just to check out what's possible, what is here actually, where I am, and what is there, what is this. Here are trees, here is meadow, here are grasses, here are mosses, water, and so on. And how can I combine all these things, tell the story of this particular place, maybe even to photograph the soul of this place. So friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, please give me a thumb up, and don't forget to tune in next week. That will come a fantastic video as well. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.